been missing for 10 years.
It's May 6th, 2013. A 911 dispatcher in Cleveland, Ohio, picks up the phone. The voice on the other end is frantic, desperate. "Help me, I'm Amanda Berry." The dispatcher is confused, running through the script. "You need police, fire, or ambulance?" The voice screams, "I need police. I've been kidnapped. I've been missing for 10 years." She says it again, her voice cracking. "I've been missing for 10 years. I'm here. I'm free now. 10 years. Think about that. An entire decade erased. A life lived between the ages of 16 and 27. Just gone." This single, desperate 911 call didn't just save one life. It cracked open a house of horrors that had been hiding, suffocating in plain sight on a quiet residential street, 2207 Seymour Avenue, a street where kids played, where neighbors had barbecues. How does a prison exist on a street like that? How does a monster become just the guy next door? Today, we're not just looking at the crime, we're looking at the facade. We're peeling back the layers of the man, the victims, and the neighborhood that was kept in the dark for so long. We're going to unravel how 3 lives were stolen, and the one impossible act of courage that brought the whole thing crashing down. Before the escape, there was the capture, and it didn't happen all at once. It was slow, calculated, patient. Go back with me. August 22nd, 2002, Cleveland. Michelle Knight is 21 years old. She's in a tough spot. She's on her way to a court hearing, a custody battle for her own young son. She's vulnerable, distracted, and Ariel Castro, he sees that. He knows that. He pulls up. He knows her. He's a familiar face from the neighborhood. He offers her a ride. Simple as that. "Oh, and he has a puppy," he says, back at his house. A brand new puppy. Maybe a gift for her son. She just needs to come inside for a second. It's a crack in the door of human trust. She goes inside. The door locks. The heavy front door. Then the screen door. Then the inner door. Locks. Chains. And just like that, Michelle Knight vanishes from the face of the earth. For Castro, this was a test, and it worked. He now knows he can do it. He has a system. An entire year goes by. A full 365 days of this unimaginable secret. He's getting comfortable. He's getting bolder. April 21st, 2003. Amanda Berry. It's the day before her 17th birthday. She finishes her shift at the local Burger King, throws on her coat. She's walking home. Castro pulls up. Again, a familiar face. He's her friend's father. "Hey, my son's at the house. Want a ride?" Why would she say no? It's just a neighbor. It's normal. She gets in the car. He takes her to 2207 Seymour. The door locks, and now he has 2. Think about the sheer arrogance, the confidence. He's living a double life, and he's good at it. So good, he waits almost exactly another year. April the 2nd, 2004. Gina DeJesus. She's 14 years old. She's walking home from school with Castro's own daughter. They're best friends. His daughter, Arlene, asks her dad if Gina can come over and hang out. He says no, not today. Arlene goes home. Gina walks on. Alone, Castro circles the block. He finds her. "Hey, Arlene's actually at the house. I can give you a ride." She knew him. She trusted him. Her best friend's dad. She gets in the car. The door locks. And now he has 3. 3 young women, all vanished within a few blocks of the same spot, all taken by the same man. A man who was driving them home to a prison he'd been meticulously building just for them. So who was this man? Who was Ariel Castro? If you'd asked his neighbors, they'd have shrugged. He was nobody special. He drove a school bus. Let that sink in. He was trusted with the neighborhood's children. every single day. He played bass guitar in a local salsa band. He was the guy at the backyard barbecue, handing out ribs. He was a father, a neighbor, a friend. That was the mask. And 2207 Seymour Avenue, that was his kingdom. The house wasn't in some remote, isolated woods. It was right there, squeezed between other family homes. People were right there, but inside, it was a fortress. The windows were boarded up from the inside, covered with dark plastic. Heavy curtains were drawn. Always, he'd rewired the house. Alarms on the doors. He used chains, heavy-duty motorcycle chains. He used padlocks. The women were kept in separate rooms, often in total darkness, for years. But the chains, they weren't his most powerful weapon. Psychology was, he'd starve them for days, then show up with a pizza and a soda. He'd assault them, then sit down and watch TV with them. He celebrated their birthdays in captivity. He celebrated the anniversaries of their abductions. This is a classic, horrifying tactic. It's called trauma bonding. He didn't just want to be their captor. He forced himself to become their entire world. The one who brought all the pain and the only one who could bring any relief. How does a human mind even begin to process that? The person who is your greatest source of terror is also your only source of food, your only human contact. And this went on for a decade in that house. Michelle Knight suffered at least 5 miscarriages, all from brutal beatings. And Amanda Berry, she gave birth in a filthy, plastic, inflatable kiddie pool. Castro forced Michelle to deliver the baby. He told her if the baby died, he would kill her. The baby, a little girl, stopped breathing. Michelle, herself a captive, starving, terrorized, gave the infant mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. She saved her life. And that baby, she would become Castro's 6th prisoner, a little girl who would grow up knowing nothing but those 4 walls, believing Castro was her father, and the other women were her family. She never saw the sun. She never saw the moon. A house with 4 captives, a school bus driver, neighbors on all sides, which brings us to the biggest, most haunting question of all. How did nobody know? It's not that people weren't looking. They were. Gina's family, Amanda's family, they were relentless. They held vigils every year. They put up posters until their hands bled. Amanda's mother, Luana Miller, appeared on the Montel Williams show. A psychic on the show told her to her face that Amanda was dead. Luana died just a few years later of a broken heart, her family says. She died never knowing her daughter was alive, just a few miles away, living in a house her mother had probably driven past 100 times. And the police? This is where the story gets frustrating. They had tips, so many tips. One neighbor called 911, reported seeing a naked woman crawling in Castro's backyard. Police came, they knocked, no answer. So they left. They just left. Another time, Castro's own son wrote a college essay, a creative writing paper, about the disappearance of Gina DeJesus. And in it, he described his father's bizarre, violent behavior, the locked rooms in the basement, the strange sounds. It was practically a confession. Nothing came of it, even a 911 call from a different neighbor, reporting a fight, a woman screaming. Police responded to the wrong house. They went to 2217, not 2207. Case closed. Castro was good, but he was also lucky. He was arrogant. He would go to the vigils for the missing girls. He'd walk right up, put his arm around Gina's mother, and comfort her. He was hiding, right there, in plain sight, for 10 years, 9 months, and 6 days. The mask never slipped until it did. May 6th, 2013. A decade of perfect, meticulous, suffocating control. But Castro makes a mistake, a tiny one. the kind of thing that must have haunted him later. He leaves the house to get fast food, and he forgets to lock the big inside door, the main, heavy door that separated the upstairs living area from the locked front storm door. He only locked the storm door. Amanda Berry, now 27 years old, holding her 6-year-old daughter by the hand, she sees it. The big door is open. This is it. This is the only chance she might ever get. She doesn't think. She just moves. She grabs her daughter. She runs to the front of the house. She's at the storm door. It's locked, but it's just a storm door, glass and aluminum. She starts screaming for anyone. She's kicking, pushing. She manages to get her arm through a small gap at the bottom of the door. She's screaming, "Help me, I'm Amanda Berry." A neighbor, Angel Cordero, hears her. He thinks it's just a domestic dispute. He's confused. Then another neighbor, Charles Ramsey. Ramsey is sitting on his porch, eating his own McDonald's. He hears the scream, a bloody murder scream. He runs over. He sees her hand sticking through the door. "I've been in here a long time," she yells. Ramsey and Cordero, they start kicking. They kick in the bottom panel of that cheap storm door. Amanda crawls out, carrying her daughter. She's free. She's in the sunlight for the first time in 3,652 days. She runs to Ramsey's porch. He hands her his phone, and that's when she makes the call. The call we heard at the beginning. "I'm Amanda Berry. I've been on the news for the last 10 years. And then the line that blows the entire city wide open. She tells the dispatcher, "I'm not the only one. There's 2 other girls in there." Suddenly, this isn't a missing person case. It's a mass kidnapping. It's a house of horrors. Police swarm Seymour Avenue. They don't knock this time. They break down the door. They go upstairs, and they find Michelle Knight. They find Gina DeJesus. Michelle is so malnourished, so broken. She leaps into the arms of a police officer, crying, "You saved me. You saved me." It's over. The kingdom of 2207 Seymour Avenue has fallen. Castro is arrested within hours. He's at a nearby McDonald's. Calm. His mask is gone. When the police tell him the women are free, his first words are reportedly, "I'm a sex addict." It's a pathetic, weak attempt at an excuse. This wasn't addiction. This was a decade of calculated, predatory evil. The trial was a media firestorm, but it didn't last long. To spare the women, to save them from having to testify, from having to relive every single second on a public stage, prosecutors offered a deal. Ariel Castro pled guilty to 937 counts. Murder for the miscarriages he forced, kidnapping, rape, assault. The sentence, life in prison, plus 1,000 years, no parole, ever. He would never, ever be free. But he didn't even serve 2 months. On September 3rd, 2013, just 34 days into his sentence, Ariel Castro was found dead in his prison cell. He took his own life. He took the coward's way out. He left a city and 3 women with a decade of trauma and a lifetime of unanswered questions. Why? We'll never truly know. He took that why with him. The house at 2207 Seymour Avenue was demolished, torn down, brick by brick, until nothing was left but an empty lot. An attempt to erase the stain from the neighborhood, but you can't erase the memory. You can't erase what happened inside those walls. In the end, this case isn't just about a monster. It's about resilience, the incredible, unbreakable will of Michelle Knight, Amanda Berry, and Gina DeJesus, who survived the unimaginable and found their way back to the world, back to their families, back to their lives. It's a story that reminds us sometimes the most terrifying monsters are the ones who wave hello. If this story sticks with you, if you want to understand the psychology behind these shadows, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. We're just getting started, and join me for our next investigation, where we'll look at the case that baffled police for decades, the baffling codes and chilling letters of the Zodiac Killer. Let's keep digging for the truth together.